Navidad, José Feliciano. Easy enough with the left hand. We're going to do some different things with the right hand. And like I said, easy. This is for a 9-year-old student of mine, superstar in the making. If he can do it, so can you. So, first things first, let's talk about the right hand. Now we're going to do two separate things for the verse. You know, you've got the Spanish verse, and we're going to do this. And for the English verse, we're going to go like this, okay? It has different accents in it, okay? Now, so let's talk about the chords first. So the intro, we have a D. Now, if you don't know the chords, that is your first finger on the second fret of the third string, your second finger on the second fret of the first string, and your third finger on the third fret of the second string. Okay. Now, when I do my G, I'm going to leave that finger there. Second finger goes to the third fret on the sixth string. The first finger goes to the second fret on the fifth string, and I took my fourth finger in to the third fret of the first string. Of course, you don't have to. If you're used to doing the G like that, please feel free. Or even if you do the G like that, do that as well. But for the purpose of this video, I'll be playing it like that. Okay. Then we have an A7. Again, if I just drag my third finger back and I put my second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, we get an A7. And then to go back to the D, I can push that finger back to the third, first finger on back to the second fret on the third string, and second finger back to the first fret on the, second fret on the first string. Okay, so that's our sequence. D, to a G, to an A7, to a D. Of course, if you want to do an A rather than the A7, feel free. Okay, so right hand for the intro and the Spanish verses. Right, we're going to go index down. I'll break it down really slowly for you. Okay, so it's index down with the thumb. Let the thumb follow it. Now, on the up, just open your hand. Let the thumb come up, so your hand's open. The tap, and then the final movement is the index coming up. Okay, so it's index down with the thumb. Don't play with the thumb afterwards. The thumb just follows. Index, open the hand with the thumb, tap, index in. So that's how we said it in the class. So it was down, up, tap, in. Down, up, tap, in. Down, up, tap, in. Down, up, tap, in. Okay? So we do two of those per chord. So if we start on the D, rubbish, but it should have been more. I was just thinking of too many things in one go. So let me play a proper sweet soon. Okay. Now what we're going to do there for that little stop is we hit the chord and we just let our hand come down afterwards. You see. Now I'm flicking from my thumb to make it a little bit more percussive, but you can just go if you want. Okay, so that's how you do it. So that's the technique for the Spanish, the intro and the Spanish verses, okay? But the chord for the chord sequence for the verse is a little different. It's a G, to an A7, to a D, twice. And then we'll go G, A7, and then stop, and then you repeat the whole thing again. So with that sequence, with the right hand sequence, we'll go A7, D, again, see, so it always has this stop at the end. And you do that twice for the Spanish part, and then the English verse, it's the same chord progression, but instead of the two Ds, we have one D to a B minor. Right now, you can do that B minor if you wish, but for my student who's can do these now, but we're struggling to get it in time, we decided to do the B minor 7, which is the first finger on the second fret of the 5th string, second finger on the second fret of the 3rd, and your third finger on the second fret of the 1st. Nice sounding chord. Or you can use 2, 3, 4 if you wish. If you already know the B7, for instance, it might be a lot easier for you to get into that one. And then, again, to make it a little easier when we've got the G, we sort of switch to an A7 with the fingers 1 and 2. Because then when we go to the D, just move those fingers, add the third finger. And likewise, you see, it's a very similar shape, but just moving it around to different strings. And then to get back to the G, just kind of pivot on that first finger there, you see. So that can be an easier way for you to do it. But the English rhythm that we're going to do, you can either hook your thumb on the 6 or place it slightly to the side. And again, we're just going to use the index finger down and up, like this, in and out the hand. But let your other fingers come with it. See, don't go like this, because it'll tighten up your hand. So let the other fingers come with it, but you don't play with the other fingers. You see, you only play with the index. That's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You have different accents in that part, so it's to emulate that. So with that in mind, it's and again. Back to Spanish verse. Okay, so I'm not going to play them for too long because there's YouTube sort of cutting bits out of my videos. So hopefully that'll make the cut. And I think that's all you need to know, no? So again, to recap, intro is D, G, A7 or A, if you wish, and a D, right, twice. And then the Spanish verse is G, A7, D twice, and then G, A7, and D with a stop. And the English verse, very similar, G, A7, D, B minor 7, it's a B minor, but just B minor 7 for this case, and then a G, A7, and a D. So, hopefully that'll help. I mean, that's a great little technique for you to have. It's a rumba technique, you know, so it's a good one for you to have. I think we finished the lesson yesterday with Last Christmas, Wham. Can't remember anyway, but we did it with that technique, like a remix. Okay, so yeah, like I said, hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel. If not, consider liking the video or commenting, all that kind of stuff. But at the very least, have a prosperous new year and a happy holidays.